Hi guys, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Zahirul Ikhwan bin Zainal. Today, I will talk about Malay culture that has been forgotten. Malaysia is one of the country that has a multiracial society and has a variety of culture in some of this race. People in Malaysia can learn many culture from various races in Malaysia. Culture is a custom inherited from our forefather. One of the culture that to be told today is Malay culture that was almost forgotten by the youngest today and almost outdated. As a Malay, we must attach great importance to the culture that we can and not let the culture disappear like that. I was in age where the culture still exists and how that culture has disappeared with the passage of time. There are some culture that has been forgotten, and I will tell 3 points about Malay culture that has been forgotten. Okay, for my first point of Malay culture that has been forgotten is about traditional clothes that almost forgotten. In this modern era, young people this day will never know what is the traditional clothes that used to be a traditional dress a long time ago. Traditional clothes will use when we celebrate Hari Raya, and it will be mandatory clothes. We will wear baju Melayu, sampin and songkok. But nowadays, all of that things will never be used it again. Okay, for young people nowadays, they only know wearing kurta, and for them, kurta is the traditional clothes. If you ask them to use something, maybe they don't know how to wear something, and maybe they don't know what is something. So, as someone who knows about the traditional clothes, we should remind them to wear baju Melayu, songkok and sampin before everything will be lost in time. Okay, for my second point, I will talk about traditional game for Malay culture. Once upon a time, young people nowadays like to play games and spend more on gadget. They think games can make them happy and have fun. But young people nowadays will not know the traditional game Malaysian culture. There are several games that has been famous in the past. I have played a few traditional games like Wow, Galah Panjang, and a few games like Malay Selipar and Gasing. Okay, but all of that games are so fun to play it because we will play it with friends, and some of that game we can make it by your own, like Wow and Congkak. For me, if I have opportunity to teach young people this day, I will teach them how to make Wow from the bamboo and make own Congkak using soil and play using stone. For my third point, or my last point, is Malay culture that has been forgotten. Okay, my third point is Malay culture art that some of them have been forgotten. There are many culture art there are many Malay culture art that has been forgotten for a long time without we realize that, and some of them are unknown to today's generation. There are many art that have been forgotten from young people nowadays. Some of the art maybe that they see at wedding, like keris and tengkolok for men and songket for a woman. If in wedding they do wear this, maybe generation know nowadays may not know what is that things, and may think that keris, songkok and songket just a prop to use at wedding. Generation nowadays should know that Malay culture art that almost swallowed by the time and will be forgotten by the next generation. So my conclusion is Malay culture should not be forgotten because we really care about our culture. We can show and teach our next generation about Malay culture, and they can learn about Malay culture. So as someone that know about the culture, I really like to make sure that our Malay culture can continue until 15 or 20 years ahead. I don't want our generation or our next generation around wonder about the Malay culture. And I wish that museum all around Malaysia can make a promotion and make some advertising about the Malay culture. And maybe they can show more on TV, so the next generation will not forget about our culture, our Malay culture. Okay, that's all for me. Thank you for watching. I love you guys. What's up, Bor? Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.